Hello again, it's Dylan here from British English Coach, and this is another video in the Master Polite English course. So, this is another of the politeness principles, and this is number 5, in which we show the other person that we, or you, are reluctant to disagree with them. Now, reluctant is a word we use when we don't really want to do something. We're hesitant, we're not willing, we're not satisfied to do it. So, for example, if I go to a restaurant and that I've never been to before, let's say I go to a Vietnamese restaurant and I don't really like spicy food, and then someone suggests that I try this spicy dish, and I think, this is not really for me. I don't really feel like trying it. I'm not so keen on spicy food. I'm showing that I'm reluctant to eat this food. I'm not being really direct. If I'm really direct, I say, no, I don't want to eat it. If I'm reluctant, I would try to make some excuse or show in some way that I don't really want to do it. I've got a very sensitive stomach, or I'm full, thank you, no more thanks. So it's very important that if somebody says something and you disagree with it, you've got to show the other person that you're not really very happy and you're not really very comfortable with disagreeing with them. Okay? So let's look at some ways we can do that. So first of all, you show that you don't really want to disagree. So let's say, for example, you're discussing a trip and the best way to get to another place. Let's say you're going from London to Edinburgh in Scotland, and someone suggests taking the bus, and you don't really think it's a very good idea, so you disagree with this view. So you could say, quite simply, I don't want to disagree, but I think we should take the train, not the bus. Okay, by saying something like, I don't want to disagree, we're showing the listener, the other person, that we are not really taking pleasure, we're not happy to disagree, but we feel that we should disagree. So we're softening the disagreement. Okay? Now, it's very common when we show that we don't want to disagree to provide a reason. So you could say something like, I don't want to disagree, but I think we should take the train, not the bus. I think the train, it's faster and slightly cheaper. So you provide a reason, a justification, an explanation for your disagreement. Okay? So you show you don't want to disagree, and then you follow that with an explanation. Okay, so we can show reluctance to disagree in many ways, and here are some common phrases. So one of them, for example, is if you're not happy with something, for example, in a restaurant, you could say, I don't want to complain, but I was told that this was a very good restaurant and I'm not 100% sure that the food is really so good. Or if someone suggests taking the bus and you think the train is a better option, I don't want to be difficult, but I really think the train is a better option than the bus. Or, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I've been told that the train is a better option than the bus. I'm sorry, but I don't really want to have this Vietnamese food because I have a sensitive stomach and I don't think it's suitable for me. I'm afraid that my stomach's a bit sensitive, so I don't think Vietnamese food is really good for me. It's too spicy. Or even, I'd like to agree with you about the bus, but I really think the train is a better option. Many people have told me that it's faster and slightly cheaper. Other expressions we can use are, I'm not sure that's the best idea because I think the train it's a faster and cheaper option. Another way we can do that is we just offer the option. Perhaps it would be better to take the train rather than the bus because it's cheaper, I think, and faster. It's your choice, but Vietnamese food might be a bit spicy for some people here. They might prefer something like French food or Italian food. I may be wrong, but I think the train is a bit cheaper and probably faster than the bus. Okay, so it's quite similar to what we were doing earlier with sensitive correction. But if you want to correct or disagree with someone, you've got to be sensitive and show that you're a little bit reluctant. You're not very happy. You don't really enjoy correcting or disagreeing with them. Okay, so a quick review. Try to soften your disagreement and make sure you give the other person the option to disagree with you. So if you say something like, I may be wrong, but I think the train is slightly cheaper than the bus, the other person could say to you, well, to be honest, a number of people have told me that the bus is actually cheaper than the train, so I think we should take the bus. Okay, so you're opening up these options to actually agree, disagree, and you're also giving the other person the option to correct you or to disagree with you. It can make the conversation quite long, but it means that you're showing respect towards the other person and they're showing respect towards you, but also you're making sure that you can correct when necessary and disagree when necessary if you really feel the need to correct or to disagree. Okay, so that's quite complicated and it takes quite a lot of practice to do that, but if you start agreeing and disagreeing in a soft way, in a sensitive way, and in a slightly reluctant way, I'm sure you'll see the benefits. Okay, I'll see you for the next video. Bye for now.